Welcome to Adventures in Alchemy, a podcast filled with witchy tips and true stories to inspire your magical life. I am Michelle Martin Dobbins, the creator of Daily Alchemy and the Adventures in Alchemy podcast. This podcast is supported by the Daily Alchemy Premium Members Lab. I don't run a Patreon, so I keep membership at a very economical $11.11 a month. For that, you not only help sponsor this podcast, but you will receive access to 14 alchemy courses, and we add a new course each quarter, access to Reiki Level 1, 2, and Master's training and distance attunements, plus a library of audio distance Reiki healings, monthly alchemical experiments, PDFs of all my books and planners, and 15% off of everything else I sell. Also, there's a members-only Facebook group, so we can chat amongst ourselves in a private community. So when you join, I do ask that you commit to 3 months, since you are able to access and download all of the content immediately. It's $33.33 for the first 3 months, and then $11.11 every month after. I am so grateful to all the premium members who support my work, and I'd love to have you as a premium member too. If you're not already one, you can go to DAPM Lab, that stands for Daily Alchemy Premium Members Lab, dapmlab.com to check it out, or there'll be a link in the show notes. Now, on with the show, and may it be a blessing to all who listen. Hey there, lovelies. So today we're going to talk about magic for dark times. But before I dive in, I just want to say I can't believe this is actually episode 199. I've been doing this for a while and I don't feel like I have learned anything, but hopefully I'm getting a little bit better. This year, one of my goals was definitely to up my podcasting game and learn better and do better. So thank all of you who have hung around with me for 199 episodes. And if you're new here, you can always go back and check out the old ones. Some of them are really short. I started about making I think 5 and 6 minute episodes, just little tidbits of things. And I started out more focused on spiritual, well, I still focused on spiritual alchemy, but kind of more the law of attraction. And now I'm more towards magic and, witchcraft and all those kinds of things and everything in between, right? All pieces. So thank you for that. Those of you who've been here and supported me through all that. And episode 200, I think is going to be an interview, as I have several of those on the calendar and looking to talk to more magical peeps. So if you are a magical peep, and if you're a peep, you are magical. No, but if you have some magical stories you'd like to share, whether or not you have a business or a spiritual business or any business, I'm glad to shout out and share that. But I really want to hear stories of people's practices and share them with everyone. Like, what do you do for your daily practice? And what kinds of results and synchronicities and fun magical tales do you have to share? If you've got some, please reach out to me, shoot me an email or send me a message on social media, and we'll get you on the show. So, to the topic at hand, it's strange days indeed, folks. I'm not going to lie, it is strange. So I wanted to kind of give you some support from the magical realm, or how you can support yourself from the magical realm, how we can all kind of step up and take responsibility for the place that we're in. So I wanted to share, I posted this on my blog earlier this week, which is, you are hereby invited to allow more magic into your life. Most invitations for change come in the form of dark times. I wish more invitations were delivered by an owl from Hogwarts, but it is what it is. This pandemic is asking us to shift and allow more magic into our lives. We have a choice. We can hide behind Netflix, Facebook, and Twitter. We can keep doing the status quo. We can pretend we can go on with life as usual and be protected by that bottle of Florida water in our purse. Or we can see this virus as an opportunity or an invitation, if you will, to make more time for magic. I don't pretend to know why this is happening, and I'm not one to place blame for situations, but I do believe it is our responsibility to work within the reality that we find ourselves. Many people will suffer because of this situation, whether physically, financially, or both. And I do not make light of this. We should all listen to science and do our best to flatten the curve. Stay home when we can, use social distance, and care for each other as much as possible. Beyond that, many of us will have a slower pace of life for a while. So, what an opportunity to delve deeper into magic! The time is available for many of us to talk to trees, commune with plant spirits, heal our ancestors, up our meditation game, learn or practice Reiki, practice or other healing, practice releasing techniques, build a new altar or cleanse and tend the ones we already have, breathe in healing, breathe out what no longer serves us, memorize and practice a banishing technique, call in the four directions, cleanse and protect our homes, read some of those books in our magical libraries, take action and do some of the magic in the books we read, do prayers and rituals for each other's safety and health. May we all come out the other side of this with more magic, peace, connection, and love in our lives. So that's the post. And I want to go a little bit deeper into magic for dark times. And just before I do, I will let you know things are going to be a little bit different for me here because as we speak, my one daughter is home from college. This is actually her spring break week, but she'll be here for at least the next 3 weeks. My other children are home from school. They're doing their school via online for at least the next 2 weeks. And as we speak, my two granddaughters are en route here from Charleston, South Carolina. I live in the Greenville, South Carolina area, and they'll be staying with us also for the next 2 weeks. They are 6 and 10. They are the children of my stepson who passed away. I started to say last month, but at the end of January 26th, same day as Kobe Bryant. So we will have a full and bustling household, and it's going to be probably challenging to find quiet time, but I am lucky in that, we are doing the social distancing and we're kind of trying to self-isolate as much as possible to flatten the curve. But my husband and I do own a business that has an office that I can hopefully sneak away to do some recordings and stuff after hours when nobody is there. And in general, there's not going to be very many people there. We do heating and air work, so our employees go to people's homes except for our office staff. But I think we're going to remote them as much as possible from their home. So it is interesting. So magic for dark times, right? Okay, so step one. There aren't really steps. I don't know. I just put some talking points. Talking point one, don't ignore the dark times, right? Magic gets us through challenges. It helps us find solutions, but I would never count on magic to make a challenge disappear. So, no matter what the governor of West Virginia says, do not put some Florida water in your purse and go to Bob Evans right now. Hopefully, if someone's listening to this in the future, this will be all past and good. But, it doesn't matter if we're talking about this pandemic that we're dealing with or any other dark time. We just can't ignore things, right? And even if the coronavirus even if there is no real virus, being our health or finances, our career being most affected by this pandemic, right? So we can't pretend that it isn't happening. That's just not wise, right? So many of you know my stepson passed away last month. Well, in January. And magic couldn't change that situation and the grief that we felt in our family. But magic has been showing us such wonderful synchronicities that let us know that he's still around and is okay on the other side. It's just really been amazing, right? And I think some of it has definitely been due to our doing ancestral elevation work for him and us believing in magic, believing in life going on, and actually talking to him, talking to our other ancestors. We've had so many crazy synchronicities, right? And I can't attest it to anything else. In fact, my husband and I, just before all this got really crazy, we went on a trip and we were in a restaurant and they gave us the bill in a hollowed out book. And I'm posting a picture of this in my Be Magic Facebook. So if you'd like to see it, you can go there, and you just go to Facebook. I think if you search Be Magick, Magick, the K on the end, so that it's real magic, not stage magic. But anyway, so the book was hollowed out and they put the bill in it. So on the side of the book was written, Kyle D was here. My stepson's name was Kyle Dobbins. And then in the inside, there was all this little graffiti, but it stood out really boldly to it. It said, RIP Kobe, 1/26/2020, which was the date of my stepson's death. So that's just one instance, but we've gotten so many just like goosebump instances where we know that he's still here with us. And so I think magic helps us feel connected with him. It helps us deal with the grief, and sometimes there are miracles, but magic and miracles, I don't know that they're the same thing. And so praying for a miracle is perfect. Using magic to deal with what is also perfect. So yeah, just don't expect magic to protect you from a pandemic, but expect it to help you navigate it with more grace, right? So I think healing and learning can occur, like even in death, like even when someone dies of a disease, sometimes there's a healing and they're healed, if that makes sense. Sometimes they're not. I don't know. Maybe they always are. But anyway, so I personally enjoy living this crazy life, even though it's painful and weird and strange at times. But, we are the crazy souls that signed up for this wild ride, right? So wash your hands, stay home when you can. In general, listen to health suggestions from trusted sources, whoever your own trusted sources are. I wouldn't dream of telling you who to listen to for that, because there's so much out there, but just, who resonates with you, what makes sense to you. And, there is a lot of false info and people panicking. So I would say listen to sources that you have trusted for a while. That's kind of been my go-to. So talking point number 2, be with the dark times and invite magic into your dark times with you. So as I've already said, don't ignore reality, be with what is. And that doesn't mean to panic or fear, but be with what is in the moment. Feel what you feel, take actions as inspired, even as scary as the news is. Remember, most of us are okay in this moment. So kind of ask yourself, right now, am I okay? And you can remind yourself that right now it's okay. Here, the sun is out, there are birds chirping. Even though we're social distancing, we can still go outside, go for a walk, find a little patch of nature. We don't have to social distance from nature, which is great, right? So even though I said, don't expect your magical practices to protect you from experiencing dark times, you still want to use your magical practices to your advantage, right? Don't get scared and throw them out the window. Use Reiki or other prayer, sending love and light. Talk to your ancestors. Ask for protection and guidance from deities you work with. Make plant remedies. Cleanse and protect your home. Don't let fear cause you to drop that magical part of your life, because it's that part that can help us get through the dark times. Okay, talking point number 3. If you feel fear, anxiety, don't pretend that you don't feel them. It's perfectly fine to feel them. And in fact, one of my favorite things to do when I feel something is to just really feel it. Just take that time to close your eyes, feel that sensation of it in your body, right? It's not always as bad as you think it is. So feel the feeling and just, experience it and let it be there without any story. And sometimes you need more than that. And so I would recommend looking into releasing techniques. And these aren't necessarily what I would classify as magical practices, but they're necessary for magic to work, right? Because these techniques help us clear out the gunk that gets in the way of our magic. So if you've been trying to manifest something, right? And you can't manifest money or whatever, then you should do one or more of these releasing techniques on those things. And they're great to clear out fear and anxiety and just old baggage of beliefs that we don't need to continue to have. And once we've cleared that out, then spell work and affirmations and Reiki and all these things can work so much better. And they're relaxing, they make us feel better. So some of my favorites are EFT or tapping. This is a method where you just tap on certain, like, kind of like acupuncture points in your body, and you say a statement, kind of like, even though I blank, whatever the thing it is. So, like, if it was fear over money, I fear I'm not going to have enough money. And you would say, totally and completely love and approve of myself. And you go through the tapping points saying this. So, that's a great technique. The Sedona method. Hale Dwoskin wrote the book on it, and I'm forgetting the guy's name who like actually invented it, but that is a great technique. You're just answering simple questions and letting go. And then The Work by Byron Katie is another really good one. It works really well for thoughts, pretty much any thought in general, but especially thoughts about like what other people should be doing or upsets with other people. Another one that is just out, the book, is Carolyn Elliott's book, Existential Kink. And it's not exactly a releasing technique, it's more of a shadow integration technique, but it's so good. And she shares so many great meditation practices, visualization practices in this book. I just really, really highly recommend it to everyone. If you like audiobooks at all, oh, the audiobook is so good. And if you go, I'll put a link for my Amazon page. If you go there, you can actually, if you're not already an Audible member, you can get that book for free. There's a link there that I have that you can do that. It's just, is so good. It's so good. I feel like we all should be doing this technique on our thoughts on this pandemic that's going on. So I'm going to put links to where you can find out these books and stuff. And you can also just Google if one of them, EFT, Sedona Method, The Work, Existential Kink, Carolyn Elliott, Byron Katie, Hale Dwoskin. Brad Yates is the guy, the main tapping guy. So you can Google that and find stuff too, but I'll put some links to some books and resources. So that is your experiment for this week, is to remember to just be present with what is, and then to use the magic that you have. If you feel like you're lacking in an area that you really need, you can learn more magic. You can practice these releasing techniques. Do something every day. Write down what you did in your Moon and Magic journal. And if you don't have one, whatever book you use for a magical journal. And if you don't have one, hopefully, not hopefully, but a lot of us, some of us are going to have lots of time on our hand, and some of us are going to be working overtime, helping each other out. And, blessings to us all. And may we support each other in everybody's role in moving through this crazy time. But yes, and I do have one gift for you. Actually, you can go to dailyalchemy.com. There's lots of supportive things there on the blog. And if you go to the DAPM lab.com, that stands for Daily Alchemy Premium Members Lab, but that was really long, so we did dapmlab.com. There's a page with freebies there, and I'll link that. And also, since life is a little crazy and some of us are going to be spending some time at home, I am offering a free week trial in the Premium Members Lab now through the end of March. And when you sign up, you get instant access to like more than 12 classes. There are, you can get Reiki certified in there, Reiki attuned. You can take classes on plant alchemy and scripting and other healing practices and so many things. And we have lots of experiments that we do to play with energy and magic and see how it turns out. So you're welcome to come check that out for a week for free and soak up as much magic there as you can. So I wish you guys more connection, more love, and just do take this as an invitation to look at your life and what's really important to you and focus on that. All right, much love, much magic. May we be change-making descendants, especially now. May we be future exalted ancestors, and may we live magically in the now. Until next time.